We hear the whistle from Marius van der Westhuizen. That's a great kick. All picked up by Christo Morstedt. De Wet with a little pass out there. This is some good strong competition there from Charles-Francois du Toit. There's a knock on. So here's an opportunity for Paarl Gymnasium. Paul was ever vigilant when Grant Hermanus has got the ball in hand. Smith. Been few chances for Tyke Square and Billy Small in the centre positions for Paarl Gym. So we're going to come back. That's good play that from Marius van der Westhuizen. Just allowed the advantage to go long enough until he realised that there wasn't any.
You see the field starting to cut up pretty badly. They've had all types of action and schoolboys playing on this field, but the pass coming in just too hard for the flanker, Christo Morstedt, and you see the handling error. 6 by Paarl boys, 3 by Paarl Gym.
Crouch.
But it's Paarl Gym who now have an opportunity to attack. With this left-hand scrum, they've got an extra man in attack to bring some block runners into play.
Pick up from Lys Williams. They've brought Hermanus in out wide. That's a high tackle, so that'll be a penalty.
It's dangerous on number 9. Dangerous on number 9.
Well, we always talk about the importance of doing the basics right. This, unfortunately, is a high tackle.
The movement was too lateral from Williams, but unfortunately for Stefan Kroos, his tackle slipped around the neck of the diminutive Williams, and it's given Hermanus an opportunity now to double their lead. Look at Grant Hermanus. He's got a wealth of experience, and he certainly was a standout player in the SA school side last year and in this fixture, so he knows what contests like this are all about. He just needs to keep his nerve and knock it over.
Well, he's pretty casual about that. Just pops it down, pops it over, and it's a 6-point lead at the moment for the visitors. That man who can also play in the centre position and on the right wing, so a very versatile rugby player. Stefan Kroos. That's also a pretty good kick in. De Wet. A little bit slow with that ball coming out. And a change of direction from Paarl De Wet. He's handled things pretty well at scrum half. Strong running from du Toit. As you said, Gareth, one of the important elements here is to try and find straight runners, channel runners, to bring the ball into a straighter arc, because a lot of the movement has been lateral. Out of the back of the hand there from Moller, but very well taken to Rayan Lombard, looking to also try and get in from the fullback position. This is good running from Christo Morstedt. He's coming to his own in this match, and he's won his team a penalty.
And this is where sanity needs to prevail here. It's now become a mere formality. For Kroos, it's right under the uprights. Stick it on that, bring your side back into this contest. Great hard working. Andreas van Wyk got through the first tackle, and then the penalty was accrued by the ruck already beating the Paarl Gym player.
100% Andreas van Wyk. My apologies, not Chris Morstedt at that breakdown point. In the meanwhile, a little bit of an injury concern for Paarl Gym. In the meanwhile, Kroos from just about slap in front. Absolutely vital to get this over and remain competitive. Well, finally they're on the board after 40 minutes of play virtually. We're going to have a little bit of a hold-up here, I fancy, with regards to the injury. Not too sure who the injured player is right now.
And it looks like it could be Willie Small. Could this be a tiniest intervention for Reino Versaki to make his way onto the field?
Well, Willie Small is going to leave the field. This took a bit of a tumble there. There's Reino Versaki in picture. He'll be joining the Sharks in 2015. He's a player of immense talent. But there's a little bit of rhythm that's coming into this Paarl Boys High team as the second half starts, and obviously there's been some pretty stern talking there from Shaun Erasmus, their coach. This is loose. Held up momentarily there by Tristan Solomons. Williams. Back in field, good strong running again. Oh, the two number 8s have been vital parts of this game. And then Amaris inexplicably tries a drop goal from probably the worst part of the field, where it's a little bit muddy there. It's hard to get traction. But that's the type of play he is. Always a player for the occasion.
And when they come off, they look spectacular. But it was an almighty dud of a kick by Amaris. It's alleviated some of the pressure from Paarl Boys. They'll look to go deep, set a wall of defenders, and allow Paarl Gym an opportunity to counter-attack.
Stefan Gous decides to go pretty deep. Territory is going to be important for these two teams. This is Versaki, full of running. Fresh legs on the field.
Get off your feet, leave it.
Hermanus just popped into the fly half position there. He has a big chase, and it's going to be won by De Wet. Some support there from his captain. A couple of words there between Charles-Francois Dutoy and Grant Hermanus. Of course, they played together as well as against each other.
Paarl Boys need to get their tactics right there. 7 guys deep for Paarl Gym, and they keep kicking it to them, allowing them to counter-attack.
Well, such is the importance of territory in this match. On a heavy field, that's really can be important, as well as the fact that the goal-kicking exploits of Grant Hermanus need to be factored in. Williams on to Ernst van Rijn. Gavin van der Berg looking to try and hold on to it.
And that won't please Christoph Lotter at all. Gavin van der Berg, a much bigger man in position there. The pass came in and he needed to control it. Instead, he's coughed up possession, and he's given Paarl Boys an opportunity to get out of their red zone. It's been an almighty tussle up front, and the arm wrestle between Derek Marie and Van der Berg has been one of the highlights in this contest.
Well, those are the two men in picture here in the front row on this side. Flat there was Stefan Gous. Good to see the variation there from the fly half. Just trying to get over that advantage line. And that's what's happened. Those are the sort of things that happen when you put the pressure on the opposition. De Wet. Now the long pass. This time Lombard's into the picture too. It's been a very smooth service from the base of the scrum from Paul De Wet. This time going on to the boot. Hermanus back for it. He has the ability to get out of jail in those situations, but not on this occasion. It's been won by Paarl Boys High, but there was a knock-on.
Good change up in tactical play by Paarl. He just popped it over the top. Some great work by the blonde-haired number 9. Fortunately there for Paarl boys it was Vian just couldn't hang on to a bobbling ball. Yet again it's another knock-on that's hampering this contest to ignite into the full-blown affair that we expected.
I just get the feeling sometimes at schoolboy level too that players are reluctant to kick the ball. They always want to carry it. It was good to see the change of tactics there from Paarl to get the ball in behind the opposition.
It's out the tunnel. It's out the tunnel. Same ball.
And of course, the defence is so strong around the ruck area on both sets of players, and physically they're meeting each other. They need to do something spectacular to open this contest up. Somebody needs to do something magic and get over the whitewash.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Grant Williams with a feed. Out to Walter Smith. That could be a pretty good kick. No, it's been carried back. So they're going to come a very long way back, and it's a great attacking line-out option this for Paarl Boys High.
Well, that's another poor mistake by Walter Smith. This is Paarl Jim, boat beginning to creak. Pass back into the 22. Smith is not allowed to kick it out directly. Unfortunately, he just overcooked it.
That's a great line out there for Paarl Boys High. Here comes Du Toit. The pop pass to Christo Mostert.
But it's not.
Oh, all that good work undone, unfortunately, with the knock-on. I'll tell you what, this is anybody's game. 6 points to 3 it is.
From the set piece, Jean-Francois Du Toit broke through a number of tackles, flicked it out the back of the hand to Mostert, but unfortunately just couldn't control the possession. As you say, Gavin, well, it's tighter than Matt Burke's shorts are down here in Paarl. It really is a tight affair.
Fine. Set. In the middle.
This is a vital scrum this for Gymnasium. They need a good solid ball there, which they've got, and an opportunity for Romanus. It's a massive kick there. Absolutely brilliant kick there from his own goal line up to the halfway line.
Well, that's the value that they have in Grant Romanus. Super execution and getting them out of their red zone.
Well, they look pretty happy, don't they?
Young and old, bright and bold. Well, they've stacked them into the Spora Street Stadium.
Strong take there from Vian Botha. Some room to move in here for Paarl Boys High. This is Lombard. This time, DeVet standing at fly half. Swapped roles there. Take it away. A brilliant take. There's a little kick through. Now, that was a very clever thing to do if that ball bounces favourably. What a finish! Can you believe it? An early decision to put it onto the boot, and the bounce was favourable. Terrific skills that from the tight forward.
Well, that's a deadlock that's been broken. Little Grant Williams, the recipient of some wonderful play by Adams van Rijn. And it all came from another mistake from Paarl Boys. The pass came from Paul de Vet. See if Du Toit wasn't expecting it. It bounced off his chest. And then look at the super skill by the lanky lock. He put it on the boot and Williams cracked on the pace. Nobody in front of him. The bounce was kind under the bar. Brilliant play by Paarl Jim, and they move out to a sizable 10-point lead in this derby clash.
Guardamanus with the conversion, but Ernest van Rijn there, he looked around. Just have a look at this. He sees that he's got a paceman who's along with him. He's not going to make it himself. Let the paceman take over the race. The bounce is favourable, and boy, that's a vital score.
And the green half of Forest Street has broken up into bedlam down here.
Vasaki. So 10 points the difference. That's 2 scores. Just under 20 minutes left of this match.
It's a maul. No one has to release.
Loose gets through 3 or 4 tackles. The number 8's done really well. Now Williams looking for some of the bigger men to help carry it up. Dieter Leica on that occasion. Amanis, ever a pest in the back line, isn't he?
Given what's happened here in the last 15 or so minutes, the introduction of Wayno Vasaki has injected new life into Paarl. All of a sudden they've got venom on attack. He's setting targets, he's running with purpose, he's causing Paarl boys, tight forwards to work backwards in defence, and they're getting over the game line, spearheaded of course by their captain, fantastic Lish. It's all been the men in maroon, red and yellow for the last 10 minutes, and it shows on the scoreboard at this stage.
Set. Stay straight! Up there. JD, anything? Okay.
And the pressure starting to come in from Paarl. Got new life. It's been breathed into them after that Williams try. They'll be looking to win their 6th consecutive clash against their rivals.
Well, 42 have been won by Paarl over the years, 34 by Paarl Boys High. We had that great contest last year. There's another one that we're having today. Kirtley Gray got close out. Now this man's got pace. There's the little inside pass. Brilliant tackle by Muller. Now the ball needs to be delivered quickly. The big men need to come into play. It's Gous himself though. Can they score a try? Yeah, that will really open up things. Where's the support? Oh, it comes in the form of Detroit. He couldn't take the pass. It's the second knock-on with the try line beckoning. But Paarl Boys High have the penalty. It's question time now. Do they take the 3 points? Or do they look for an opportunity for 7? Can their scrum hold? Do they kick it out? Look for a line out. Is it a tap and go? Gareth, what is it?
That's a tap and go. You've got to go for the 7-pointer here. Look for the big man to try and rumble it over. Look for Paul de Vet to maybe flip the Gregan pass to see if the toy coming on the angle.
The big charge comes on this occasion from Clinton Forster. Can Paarl hold out? Ruben de Villiers held up at the moment. And this new advantage, I think, I heard from Marius van der Westhuizen, which would mean another penalty to Paarl Boys High.
Number 10, offside.
Well, this is a part of the match that will determine who becomes out as winners here. Detroit attacking quickly.
Some urgency wanted, yeah. Of course, the big men have got to take it over, so it's been knocked out. No, it hasn't. And in fact, we might have a yellow card here.
It's in the red zone, and Jaco Willems could be in trouble.
It's a duidelijke trend. Jy is nou duidelik onder druk. Julle moet net speel en anders gaan iemand kry. 3 in 'n ry in 4 minute.
Well, that surely will be the last warning.
Jaco Willems didn't release the tackle player. He can count himself lucky that he's still on the field.
That's another take. It's another charge for the line. Is that held up?
Held up, duidelijk.
That's great defensive work from Paarl. Oh, what a pity that was then for Charles Francois de Toy. Went flying through there, couldn't get the ball down, but great defense from Paarl.
We're still right under the sticks, red hot on attack. And they need to try to get a right shoulder, does Derek Murray, so he can release, see if the Toy have a run at Bolton Smith.
Change for Paarl Boys High with Dion Swartz onto the field, replacing Christo Mostert. So a little less bulk in the side, but certainly a lot of speed too.
We need to try release. See if the toy at the base of that scrum. Get the right shoulder, let him have a crack at him.
Well, here he comes then, the big fella. That's someone on his outside, no opportunity to pass it on. The long pass now, Kirtley Graham. Here's the chance, Lombard's over.
Well, Paarl boys are still alive and kicking in this contest down here at Forest Street, as Ryan Lombard has gone over the whitewash. Great work initially by CF Du Toit, and then Kirtley Grant just a slight inside out, freed up enough space for Lombard, and he's got him in the corner. Great finishing by the fullback from Paarl boys, and now this kick becomes so very important for Stefan Gous.
Absolutely crucial kick to reduce it to 3 points. Otherwise, they know that they've got to score a try. Time is going to start running out. No wind to speak of, Gareth.
He just needs to get his fundamentals in place. He needs to keep his head over his chest and kick through the line of the ball.
It's not a bad effort, that. But it's gone away past the left-hand upright. But it's certainly still game on here at Forest Street.
Great work by Du Toit. He committed 3 defenders, and then it was quick ball for Paarl boys. The inside out from Kirtley Grant freed up Lombard, and he was in for his try. And it's all to play for in this last 14 minutes or so in this derby in Paarl.
Very deep kick in there onto Dion Swartz. DeWitt. And eventually out it goes. Again, Paarl boys are not winning this sort of territory that they would have liked to with a kick out of hand.
And it's such a tight affair. Paarl will be looking to get any sort of return on investment, whether it be 3, 5 or 7. And whoever scores next one feels will win this contest.
Short line out throw in there for Marco Morstedt. Good efficient line out that too.
Release now,
Williams has certainly come into his own. Grant Williams, that is, as the game has progressed. And Paarl has been captain courageous for Paarl boys, Paarl Gymnasium. Now, was it a knock-on? Was it deliberate?
It's offside.
Well, it was Vian Gous who was actually offside. So here's an opportunity for Paarl Gym to stretch the lead with a penalty goal. And if you look at the scoreboard, it could be really crucial, because that would mean a double score required from Paarl boys high if this goes over.
And this is a critical kick for Amanus. That miss from Gous, those 5 points that have gone a begging could come back to haunt them, but there you see the left winger Vian Gous just out of the blocks too quickly, and it's given Amanus an opportunity now to make it 4 out of 4. It doesn't take too much time over it, Kevin.
Well, he's almost quite casual about it, but he's a very accurate kicker, as he shows there. And that's a massive nail in the coffin. That's going to be a big fight back that's required now from Paarl boys high. But once again, it's been the Amanus show, hasn't it? 3 penalty goals to go with that conversion as Quinton Forster leaves the field. Up for it, well taken by Ernst van Rijn, the man who executed that delightful grubber kick that led to Williams's try. I think what's going through the heads now of the Paarl boys high team is that guys, we've got to get some points on the board, and it's got to be a try, ideally, as soon as possible. Just 10 minutes left of this match.
Given the key element in the game now for Paarl boys who are chasing the game is not to panic. They just need to get points of some form to bring themselves back into this contest.
Close standing quite shallow once again, brings Kirtley Grain into and a massive tackle on him, but they managed to hold on to it. The tackles are really flying in, aren't they? A knock on that time from Bjorn Close.
Oh, that's 2 mistakes in as many minutes for both. The drop pass and conceding the penalty. And those handling errors are coming back to Horn Paarl boys. 9 of them to the 5 of Paarl Jim. As you mentioned, it's been Grant and Marnus. He's pulled the strings. He's been simply sublime from the back in the fullback position for Paarl Jim. It looks like this hoodoo is still going to be hanging over Paarl boys' heads come Sunday morning.
A few problems with the scrum there for Marius van der Westhuizen.
Skuif net te begin. Dit is perfect gewerkt tot jij gekomen bent. Dit is perfect gewerkt tot jij gekomen bent. Ik verwacht het met ander werk. En ik kon het live als het de issues.
So he's taken a walk around that scrum just to have a chat to the 2 youngsters on the far side. Looking for stability here. Before the put-in comes from Grant Williams. Liss guarding that ball at the back. So Fasaki set things up, and then the kick downfield from Walter Smith. Very clever tactical approach. That didn't quite get the bounce he would have wanted. Here comes Lombard. Well, it's an almighty tussle up front. We said it was going to be. We spoke about those traffic jams up front. Well, they've been fought very gamely and eagerly by both teams. Close. That's a good pass from him. He has an opportunity for... Tristan Solomon's on the right wing there. Came on as a replacement. Now De Wet waiting for it. Time starting to run out for Paarl boys high. See some of the bigger players, Gareth, that we've seen today. The lock forwards on that occasion, Ruben de Villiers showing lots of good skills. De Wet, the quick take from him. Can he put somebody into space? Charles-Francois Latour, the captain and number 8 for Paarl boys eyes, fought a titanic struggle.
When Sean Erasmus looks at the video come Monday morning, it says missed opportunities that are going to haunt him for the next 365 days if they're going to lose this contest. Those 2 missed kicks by Close, and then the opportunity by Solomons that has presented himself in the early part of that first half that went to Biggie. Those 10 points, well, they could have made the world of difference for the men in blue and white. However, it's been a gallant effort from Paarl Jim. Here you see the crowd in shot there, the biggest schoolboy rugby derby in the world. On your World of Champions, you see them packed in here like sardines on Forest Street.
So many role players today. The cheerleaders are out, male and female. The dancing girls, we saw them a little bit earlier. The bands have been playing. The Silver Falcons flew overhead. Been a day of great festivity. Dutoy. De Wet. Heinrich Moller looking to wrestle that ball away. They've managed to do it, Paarl boys. It did seem like there might have been a knock-on at some point in time. There is a knock-on that comes from Paarl van Zyl. The signs of time are running out.
And of course those handling errors haven't made it easier for Paarl boys, but in saying that, brilliant work defensively by Paul Jim. They've wrapped up the big runners coming into their channels, and it's been spearheaded by the number 8, Hoya Alice, who's been simply outstanding this afternoon.
They have defended well, you're quite right. Throughout this match, they look well organised. It's been difficult to get through. Just a solitary try for Paarl Boys High from Rayon Lombard. Hermanus. It's another massive kick downfield. It's when you've got a man who's able to kick prodigious distances, it really gets you out of trouble.
And he's got a siege gun right boot. He carves off massive territory, does Grant Hermanus. And look at all the Paarl Jump supporters. Well, they'll be celebrating long into the night if it stays like this in the final 4 or so minutes.
De Wet. Change of direction here from Andreas van Wyk. Is there a way to get through this resolute defense of Paarl Jim? Enough possession has gone their way, certainly during this match, Paarl Boys High. But they haven't quite managed to use. Here comes Kirkley Gray into a little bit of space.
Dangerous.
So that's a high tackle. That's a penalty advantage to Paarl Boys High. Well, it's almost a question of now or never. They've got to score a try. They've got to convert it. And they've got to try and find an opportunity for a penalty to win this game. At the moment, it's in favour of Paarl Gymnasium.
No advantage, dangerous tackle.
2.5 minutes left of this match.
Oh, you've got to tap and go, yeah. There's no point in sticking it into touch. But good work again by Grain. Unfortunately, Taïk Square just getting around his neck. I feel this is the wrong option. It's eking out the sands of time. It's a lottery at line out. And if they do get over, they've got to come back and score what will be a 100-metre try for Paarl Boys.
Well, this is a big test. You spoke about Ruben de Villiers and his role in the lineouts for Paarl Boys, how important it is. If ever he was needed, it would be now. If he's the target man, can they catch and drive? Van Zyl comes out quickly. Here they go. And again, there's solid defense from Paarl Jim. The long pass. They've got men here. They surely should score. It should have gone through their hands. Here comes Gous. So it was Taïk Square who was offside. So it's another chance.
There was obstruction there.
The kick is taken quickly.
Release it.
Who's going to be the man who could potentially break this deadlock at the moment?
Release it now.
Heinrich Moller caught in possession. Passes out onto Derek Marais.
Release it. Come here. Release.
Well, I think if Paarl Gymnasium win this game, they're going to look back and say, you know what, we won this through outstanding defense as much as anything else.
Counter is fine.
Another chance. And another change of direction. The other men are standing, waiting. Here comes Kirkley Grain. There's the pass. It's going to be a try. And it's Tristan Solomons who scored it.
Well, is it too little, too late? We've been in for massive drama on SuperSport. Your World of Champions this year. And Are we in for some late drama here in Forest Street? Brilliant work again. Tristan Solomons gets in for Paarl Boys' second try of the afternoon. But is that too little, too late? And it looks like it could be. It looks like the sands of time have run out on Paarl Boys. So this kick will be a mere formality if he does knock it over, but it will count for naught.
Close. Looks like he struck it pretty well. And over she goes. But so does the final whistle from